Hi, loves. My name is Sarah Puckett, and I am an audiobook narrator. And Heather asked me to do a Q&A with you guys about narrating. So let's go. Question number one. What inspired you to become a narrator? I've read books. I've been reading one or two books a week for a long time. And so I don't do that as much now with having to read a lot for my projects, but for a long time I did read a lot. And I also used to do a lot of role playing games where I would hear, you hear the voiceover work done in that. And it's like, oh my gosh, I was like, I really would love to do that. That's such a cool job. But I never actually looked into it. So when my schedule became more hectic, I turned to audiobooks more and listening to audiobooks. And that's kind of where I was like, I listened to this series called the Collector Series, and it's by Stacey Marie Brown, and Amy Landon narrates it. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, she's so good at this, and it sounds like so much fun. Like, I wonder if I could do this. So I researched the crap out of it and like researched everything I could research about it. And coming into narration was super hard because I don't have an acting background. I never did acting even in school. It never even just I never even thought that would be something that it would interest me. So I've had to coach like crazy to learn how to act because you basically have to act to do narration. So it's been really tough. And I continue to coach and I will continue to coach for a long time to keep getting better and better. But that's how I got into it. So I kind of answered number two, who inspired you to become a voice actor or narrator? Amy Landon, I guess, would be the one that did, because listening to her books was when I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. So that was that. If you could have lunch with any person, dead or alive, who would it be? Anne Boleyn, probably, or Tupac. Yeah, that's who it would be. How are you chosen for a role? I have to audition usually. Sometimes I will reach out to an author personally and ask them if they want to add audio to one of their books, and I'll get the job that way. But usually I have to audition through ACX. Number five, do you have a recording routine? Yes, I do mouth and voice exercises. I also make sure that I drink a lot of water throughout the day, and I drink tea while I'm narrating, or like warm water I'll drink too, but usually it's tea. Do you research accents for a role? Yes, absolutely. The only ones I don't have to research are this one, which is like general American or Southern. I was born in Texas, so I've been around that Southern accent for a while, and that one I can do pretty good. So every other accent, though, yes, I have to research it usually through YouTube or other websites that are super helpful. Right now, I'm working with a coach who's like an accent god. He's amazing at it. So anytime in the future that I have accents that I need to do, I'll be using him. How do you prepare for a dramatic scene? I don't really prepare for them. A book just like flows into it, and so then I just kind of flow with it, and it just goes into it, and that's what I do. Where do you record your narration? Right now, I'm in my walk-in closet, and it's really perfect for that. I do have a little room in the basement that's like this tiny room. We call it the torture room because there's like a lock on the outside, and I'm not sure what it was used for before. It's super creepy, but I do plan on using that in the next couple of months and turning that into a booth because it's perfect for that. Let's see. Have you ever been recording a scene and messed up to the point of having to stop or start over? Every damn chapter. Yeah, every damn chapter. Because you trip over words, or you'll do a scene and it's like no, that needed more emotion or less emotion, or, just things like that. So yeah, every book I do, for sure. Okay, where am I? I just lost my place. Oh, do you make special marks on the book beforehand? If so, how? Yeah, character info, accents, attitudes, stuff like that. Anytime there's a word I can't pronounce or I don't know how to pronounce and I have to look it up. Also, anytime there's like, because some books have like make believe cities and stuff like that that have weird names, and you have to ask the author how to pronounce it and stuff like that. So yeah, that stuff I do write, mark down. Do you drink while narrating? I'm assuming that means alcohol. I do drink tea every single time I'm narrating, or like I said, warm water, but usually it's tea. Um, but sometimes if it's late at night or if it's like a really intense scene, I will drink wine. Every time after I'm done narrating, I get wine because, like, freaking, yeah, I need wine. Let's see. How many times do you need to read a chapter to say I'm okay to do it? And how many times do you need to read a steamy sex scene? Okay, so when I prep a book, I really just skim through it, and I don't read it. I read it, but I don't read it quite like I would if I was reading it for fun. Um, And so that's it. I just read it through it once and then I do the narrating. I don't feel like I said, I just kind of go with the book. I don't feel like I really have to read over multiple scenes to be able to do them. Okay, it's kind of similar. Does it get interesting when narrating a hot sex scene? So yeah, sometimes yeah. I actually love narrating sex scenes because they're so passionate and you have to really immerse yourself into that scene, and it's so much fun, I feel like, because it really does bring out a ton of emotion, and I love it. But yes, sometimes authors will give like every single word in the book and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, and then if it's gross or weird, or and then you're like, sometimes I'll laugh and stuff like that, but not typically anymore. I think the very first time I did a sex scene I was like, oh my god, but now it's like it's nothing. So but it does get interesting, and it is super fun because it's so involved and so emotional. How long does it typically take you to produce an audiobook? That depends on the length. Usually I'll do, I mean, I would say about 2 or 3 weeks, I would say, to maybe more. Depends, it really does depend on the length of it. Do you have go-to character voices, or do you base them on the character descriptions? Um, I do have go-to voices because there's only so many voices that I can do. Um, what I love is when an author gives me a really super detailed description list of their characters. Even some authors go so far as to send me lists of celebrities that they envision their characters to be. And that really helps me to give that character a unique voice. But as far as voices go, I do only have so many voices that I can do. So I do have go-to voices. I just try to switch up the attitude of the character and things like that. Do you do all your own proofing, editing, and mastering? Yes, I do. For now, I may outsource that later, but for now I do. And I really enjoy doing it because I get to take the audiobook from the beginning to the end. And it gives me the ability to see what's done with the audiobook through the entire thing. So yeah. How many edits do you go through? A lot. It depends on the book and the chapter, but a lot usually. Yeah. I mean, because you have to edit out everything. So like when I'm going along, anytime I sneeze or cough or clear my throat or, say a word wrong or say a whole scene wrong or, my dog barks in the background or, my husband starts his dang mower or, I mean, anytime anything happens, I have to edit that out. So yeah, a lot. Which is why it takes so long to produce an audiobook, because you have to edit through everything. So yeah. Who is your favorite character? You can only pick one and why. So far, Janice St. John from Demon Blessed. It's not out at this moment, but it will be soon. She's probably my favorite. She's so snarky, but she's so sexy, and she's so much fun to do. I love doing snarky characters because you get to have so much attitude the whole time. And it's a ton of fun because I'm kind of snarky anyways. So it's really, really a lot of fun. And I really like her so far. What do you do to celebrate after finishing a book or series? Relax for like half a second before I start another one. I don't know. I don't really do anything really to celebrate. I just relax for a bit and then get back on the next one. Do you listen to audios? And if so, which are your favorites? Yes, I listen to audios every day. I really do listen to fantasy and romance. That's pretty much it. But I love Rain Miller, Danica Dark, Kim Lorraine, Kay Webster. My brain just like nothing. So I don't really know a ton of other ones. But yeah, mostly it's just fantasy and romance. So that's the questions. So thank you guys so much for having me on here. Bye.